I want to make the following claim. It must be that as physical capital per capita accumulates in any one sector over time, that sector must become progressively automated in some sort of equilibrium that I'm not writing down now. Okay, so let me explain why that's the case very quickly. Okay, and to do that, I hope this is not the first memorial lecture in which an argument by contradiction has been made, but I'm going to try it anyway. So I'm going to argue by contradiction. Suppose that this claim is false, right? Well, then, if this claim is false, because of the Ricardian idea that labor is relatively fixed relative to capital, there must be upward pressure on the marginal product of tasks. Okay? So that's the first point that I want you to see. And the second point is that this upward pressure on the marginal product of tasks must result in ongoing increase in human wages relative to the price of capital. Now, I do want you to note, if you think about it, I'm not going to dwell on it too much, but the human physical asymmetry that I talked about earlier is crucial to making this argument. If you could accumulate human capital in the same way within those tasks and physical capital, then there's no reason for the ratio of one to the other to move. But because human capital has limited value in any one task, it can go to another task, of course, but within that task, it is going to move, the terms of trade will have to move in favor of labor. Step 3 is that the human wage rise must outpace the robot price rise. Now, the robot price rise is also being endogenously determined in this model, right? So it's not entirely clear what's going to happen, right? And for this, I'm going to give you a very quick argument. Let's go to the robot sector. Okay, think about the robot sector, the sector that's producing robots. That's one of the sectors in this model, right? Now, in the robot sector, the robot price is, of course, some mix is determined by the machine capital price in the sector and the task price in the robot sector. Okay, so that I've written that down in the form of a very simple equation. At the same time, the task price is a mixture of the robot price and the human wage in the robot sector. I've written that down in another equation because that's how the price of tasks are determined. And if I put those two together, I see that machine capital prices and the human wage in the robot sector will determine the price of robots. Okay? So now as the human wage is going up relative to the price of capital, notice that the price of robots is, of course, going to rise, right? Because humans are being used in the production of robots, but physical capital is also used in the production of robots. So the price of robots must be some combination, some linear, not linear, some mixture of the price of physical capital and the price of humans. As a result of which, it's true that both the price of robots must rise and the price of humans, which is W, must rise, but the price of robots divided by the price of physical capital must rise more slowly than the price of humans divided by the price of physical capital, which means that this inexorable transition is going to happen along the task's production function, which gives us a contradiction to our previous, to our argument that there's no full automation.